Hi mommies, welcome back to my channel. I'm your mommy Shan, for those who don't know me. This is my third video. Yeah. Actually, I wanted to talk to you guys today about relocation. A lot of people have asked me about my relocation because, as you know, I relocated from New York to Georgia and it's been a doozy. Do people still use that word anymore? Doozy? Harold, people still use doozy?
I don't know.
Oh, well, it's been a doozy. But yeah, so I just want to get into a few points with you guys just from my personal experience. You know, basically the benefits, the downside, you know, of relocating, why relocate, it depends on where you relocate, things like that. And hopefully my video will help you to make a decision, or my video is a sign that maybe you shouldn't, you know, whatever the case may be. First thing, why relocate? Why do anyone relocate? The number one thing you relocate for is space and money, right? I know for me, I wanted to be somewhere where my dollars can go further. If you're a mom, young mom, older mom, whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm in a big city like New York, and you have kids, I know you want to raise your kids in more of a slower pace and, you know, in a bigger home, you know, you might choose to relocate somewhere else where your money could go further and you could provide them that space, you know. So that's the first thing. So relocate because, one, you want your kids to have that more of a home vibe and that home feel, maybe in a more suburban area, which is kind of hard to get when you're in a big city. Unless you're a person that you love the big city and you just want to be there and that's life for you, then that's different, great. But if you have, like me, like I have a daughter and I have a son, I want them to have that whole, they can go out in the backyard and play, they know their neighbors, they ride bikes in their neighborhood, you know, they just have that little community. Yes, you can have that in the city, but it's a little bit harder to do so depending on where you live. And as we know, city prices are crazy right now. So definitely something to consider as a why as to where you relocate. Benefits of relocating, you know, like I mentioned earlier, your money goes a little further. A price, say for instance, you want to do an apartment. The price of an apartment here in Georgia, average, depending on where you want to live, if you want to be closer to the city, you can get an apartment, 2-bedroom. I'm talking about with washer, dryer, things of that, parking, gym, pool, for like $1,200, $1,300, depending on what area you want to be in. So your money does go a little bit further here. It allows you to save more. I know it definitely allowed me to save more, and it allows you to, you know, maybe get a little bit more out of life than you imagine. Like you might decide, okay, since here I'm spending less money than I would in the big city, I'd be able to maybe you know, afford to go on a vacation. I'd be able to send my kids to private school. I'd be able to, you know, afford to take that class, or afford to attend college without paying loans, like things like that. So those are the great well, that was one big benefit of relocating, is of course your dollars stretch further. Another thing is, for a lot of people, you've grown up in the same place for the longest time and you just want to get out. Just like me, I just wanted to get out because I've been in New York all my life, okay, all my life, but I wanted to get out. I wanted something new, so I relocated to the South. Sometimes you just want to change, and I feel like this is definitely a change, okay? And everyone loves fresh starts. It just makes you, it's like a new chapter of your life. So definitely, if you want that fresh start, relocate. The downside of relocating, if you're a mom, okay, if you're a mom watching this and you want to relocate, I would tell you this right now: support system. If you're a single mom, you're gonna need that support system for your kids, okay? I'm telling you that now because I am not a single mom. However, the support is needed, okay? Me and Harold, we need each other because we have 2 kids. And some days I have to be taking up this, like I have to be, you know, pulling up the slack because Harold may have school, or, so, you know, vice versa. Like we have work, we have school, we have, you know, different things that are going on. And we have to balance each other out. Like, one person can't do all the work. So a support system is definitely needed if you decide to relocate. Like, I know it's gonna be tough. Unless you have older kids that can sustain themselves, like you don't always have to be around them and things like that, then that's different. But if you have young kids like me, you're gonna need a support system to kind of help you. And right now, in Georgia, we don't really have that much of a support system. So it's just me and Harold. We're just doing the thing, and there's days that it's hard, but I am grateful that, you know, we always see through. So definitely the support system is needed. It's a definite need, because without it, it's gonna be tough. I'm not saying it's not doable. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's gonna be tough, okay? Because remember, you're gonna be the one having to take care of every single thing. Imagine relocating, your kid is at school, they get sick. You don't have anyone to pick them up. It's only you. So, support system. So let's move on. Meeting people, that's a tough one. So I'm coming from New York, where I used to go out, you know, on the weekends with friends and family, go to the city. After work, me and Harold would drive real quick and go get Rice to Riches. You know, I hope you know, if you know that spot. If you don't know that spot, check it out. But we'll go to Rice to Riches, get something, or go to Magnolia, get my banana pudding. Or when I'm at work, I will, you know, go out with my coworkers. You know, you have fun. So because I had so many people around me that I could hang out with in New York, it was great. You know, I always had something to do. I was always busy. Relocating, you're new to a neighborhood, you're new to a whole community, so you have to start from scratch. You have to meet people. For me, it's a little bit difficult to meet people, especially now during COVID, because not a lot of things are open. Okay, I've met a couple people, but it's mostly like talking to them through text messages and things like that. But it's kind of hard to meet up with people now, and kind of hard to you know, meet people in general, because I'm in such a spread out environment. In New York, I take the train, I meet people. I'm walking in the city, I meet people, things like that. Here is not the same. So it's a little bit more difficult. But if you're a loner, you don't care about that, and that's not a make or break for you, you're fine. Like me, I feel like I have so much on my plate sometimes that I'm like, okay, you know, it'll get there. And honestly, friends come and go, and you'll meet people. It will happen for you, but it will be a little bit slower here because of, like I said, you're in a more spread out environment. And last but definitely not least, mommies, okay, the job market. I had tons of people DM me and ask me about my relocation, and the one question they all had in common was job market. We are in different times right now. And when I say different times, I mean like we have now entered a time period where remote work is now fully available. Think about it. In 2019, you would never have thought, oh, okay, I could work fully remote from home. I'm sorry if you hear noise, because Grayson is, you know, he's up, but yeah. But in 2019, you wouldn't even think about fully remote. Now we are fully remote. So Harold and I both work from New York, fully remote, okay? And that's great, because if you can you're gonna take your New York salary to another location. So that's definitely an option to look into. If you're with a company where you fully work on your computer and you can do your virtual meetings and you're able to get your job done without fully being in the office, definitely propose that idea to your boss or supervisor to see if that is available to you if you're not already working remote. If you're working remote, you can go here, there, everywhere, and you know what I'm saying, and still have a job, which is great. Okay, if that's not a possibility for you, I would definitely say before you decide to relocate and pick up and go somewhere else, make sure you have a job on the table. The job market is really rough right now. A lot of people think that it's not, because there's more, you know, opportunities as far as remote opportunities available, but it's very competitive because a lot of people are trying to be remote. Okay, a lot of people realize that it's easier to work from home because they're saving money, they get to be around their kids more often, they get to travel more, you know, they're safer, things like that. So it's very competitive. So I would definitely say to you, before you relocate, make sure you have a job on the table, okay? You don't want to pick up and move here or move to another location and you don't have a job, because you will suffer. Okay, you need a position, you need a job. I would definitely say to you, one thing that I found very resourceful is if you are trying to, for instance, come to Atlanta or Houston, and you're like me, you're in healthcare. Look up those major hospitals, major institutions on LinkedIn, and find out who those recruiters are, because the recruiters are definitely on LinkedIn, and try to inbox them, send them your resume, things like that. Instead of just applying for the job, look for who those recruiters are who are posting those jobs. That's definitely a good benefit, okay? That's definitely a good way to try to get yourself in the door prior to your move. Another thing I would say is to, of course, look for job agencies. Don't count out job agencies. People hear job agencies and they think, oh boy, it's some bull crap. $15 an hour job. No, you can work at consultant firms and make 100K, okay? You just need to find the good one. So definitely look for those agencies to see what's available to you. Definitely look up those recruiters to see who is who is hiring right now, because you'll be surprised who will respond to you. These recruiters make money if you get hired, so reach out to them. Also, constantly revise your resume. I revise my resume every week. I nitpick at it every week. I'm always doing that. I'm not in the job market right now, but I still do it, and that's something I do all the time, because we're always learning and growing each day. So please make sure you do that. So I'm here babbling, I'm here going all over the place. My eyes are shifting because I'm getting used to this camera crap. But I hope you guys heard what I had to say. I went over why to relocate, the benefits, the downside, the support system, meeting people, and the job market. Those are the 6 things I went over today. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will gladly have that conversation with you, about my move here and what it took and what I went through, because it was tough, but I'm in a better place right now, and I'm just so grateful for that. So please, definitely, if you have any questions, let me know. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.